Over 1,000 teams applied to take part in Series 10. Only 30 were chosen to do battle in the infamous Robot Wars arena. We've seen months of carnage, destruction and metal mayhem. Now we're only moments away from the grand final. Only one can win. Only one can lift that coveted Robot Wars trophy and proclaim to the world they are the Robot Wars Grand Champion. Let's relive the road to Armageddon. In Heat 1 we welcomed back robots new and old. Robot Wars legends and newcomers alike, all gathering for a tilt at the title.
We're gonna start winning, okay? We're gonna start winning bigly.
Former champion Apollo quickly proved this was not an open heat, roasting Apocalypse and sending the swarm blasting off into orbit. Sabretooth, fresh off its success from the last wars, quickly got a lesson in humility as it ended up out of the arena. In the playoff to see who would make the 10 robot rumble, Sabretooth went up against the swarm, and came out on top after the judges ruled that all 4 parts of the clusterbot had been deemed immobile. Dave and Alan Young looked all set to add a 3rd grand final to their tally. But they hadn't counted on the burning passion of Ant Pritchard, and a sensational flip saw Behemoth clinching a grand final for the first time in 20 years. Three's a crowd in Heat 2, with All-Stars Carbide, Eruption and Aftershock all fighting for one coveted finals place. Eruption got off to a flying start, literally. In the first melee, Toby Collias played a David to Carbide's Goliath, giving the destructive spinner their first scare in almost 2 years. Sadly for Toby, Aftershock quickly clipped Gabriel's wings, but Aftershock themselves couldn't overcome Carbide despite a much-touted bar spinner. The quiet achiever of the Heat, Big Nipper smashed expectations.
Wow, that's out.
Before edging Aftershock out in a titanic clash of flywheels.
How are they both still working?
The Heat final saw a rematch of the previous War's Grand Final, but Carbide was not to be denied, and a crushed wheel left Eruption to smolder. Heat 3 saw Terahertz back for their 8th run at the title, and dealt out the hurt to Apex and Vulture, twice. Apex had an explosive appearance in the redemption round, leaving presenters and Roboteers badly shaken.
What on earth happened there? It's flying off completely! Oh!
Vultures were circling for the career of Bucky the Robot, but after a battering from John Reed and Terahertz, they couldn't put it back together in time for the playoff with traction, putting the school kids from Collingwood into the playoff.
Not gonna make it.
But none could match Rapid, who put all its money where its mouth was and proved worthy of its name, expelling the school kids and traction before breaking the heart of John Reed in the Heat final. John Frizel brought drinks to share in Heat D, and Tauron and Concussion showed their prowess at the keg flip. Newcomers and Drone 4000 waved the red flag in a show-stopping bullfight with Tauron, ultimately going the distance. Iron Ore 6 outwedged and Drone 4000 to win the 3rd place playoff, despite not having a working flipper. The Heat final came down to Concussion and Nuts 2, and the flails at Nuts 2 left Tim Rackley with a headache. The anti-nut guards proving their undoing.
They stayed around the floor spikes, I think hoping that the spikes would turn them back over again, but it hasn't happened. They've never got back into the battle.
Heat 5. Georgina Henwood and her classmates came back with a new version of Expulsion. They pushed Shane Swant towards the exit, and sent Coyote home with its tail between its legs. But Elsewhere was also back with the Neurobot, Magnetor, and its deadly drum threw everything out of this world. The Heat final saw Magnetor dueling it out with the God of Thunder, but when Magnetor activated the Fog of Thor, there was only going to be one winner.
Shout Thor! Oh my goodness me!
So after 5 heats, we have our finalists. Behemoth, Carbide, Rapid, Nuts 2, and Magnetor. And joining them will be the winner of our 10 Robot Rumble. Apollo, Eruption, Terahertz, Concussion, Thor, Sabretooth, Big Nipper, Traction, Iron Ore 6, and Expulsion.